LA This Week.
I'm Anna Margos, and you thought the election was over, but the LA City Votes campaign wants you to turn up at the voting booth for the March municipal elections. More on that coming up.
Self-driving buses, mechanics who make house calls, and legally Google search while you're driving. They're among several innovations being unveiled here at the Automobility LA conference at the LA Convention Center. I'm Reyes with the story next.
I'm Rasha. Goel. Up next, how new automated machines are expediting the screening process at LAX.
Hello and welcome to LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yana Kay. We may have helped pick our next president, but there are lots of local issues left for us to decide as the March 7th municipal elections draw near. Anna Marcos has more on what the LA City Votes campaign is doing to get out the vote.
If you're like most Angelenos, you may feel you did your democratic duty by casting a presidential ballot in November. But wait, you're not done yet. Election workers with the LA City Votes campaign say you have a chance to vote on issues that could most impact your daily life with the upcoming city-county elections on March 7th.
It's a lot sexier for voting for president. I don't think people realize how much the local representatives really impact their lives. It's important to vote for those representatives that provide the street maintenance or the trash pickup or things that really affect you on a day-to-day basis.
The LA City Votes campaign has kicked into high gear with a new flyer and ads going up throughout the city. Voters will pick LA's next mayor from out of 11 candidates, odd-numbered city council seats, community college board and school board seats also up for grabs, as are city controller and city attorney seats. 2 marijuana measures, a harbor lease proposal, and a building moratorium are also in the mix. And the county has a biggie, a proposed sales tax increase to pay for homeless services that will impact all Angelenos.
I think elections and voting is kind of the hot topic right now, and we're trying to also capture that momentum.
Voter turnout was about 69% in LA County for the presidential elections, but city leaders expect a much lower turnout for the local elections.
While local elections tend to have a lower turnout, we don't, in my office, project turnout because it could impact turnout.
Election workers are doing all they can to up the numbers. And this year, a new language, Khmer or Cambodian, becomes the latest addition to LA's multilingual voter outreach. Election materials will now come in English and 12 other languages. It's just one more step in the effort to reach Angelenos in every corner of LA. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
This year, the city and county elections will be merged. For more information, visit cityclerk.lacity.org/election. Well, city staffers representing Northeast Los Angeles look back at changes made in recent years to improve quality of life in their neighborhoods. Reyes reports.
First on the list of favorite accomplishments, the construction of more affordable housing in Council District 1.
So when we get the 6 new ones online, that will be a total of over 9,000 affordable units, 1,000 or so of which were built in the last 3 years.
Constituents of Council District 1 were all ears at the State of the District event in Highland Park. Council District 1 includes parts of Northeast Los Angeles, Westlake, and Koreatown. On top of 1,000 new affordable housing units built since 2013, the district also led the city's efforts to clean up its streets. Council District 1 was the first to set up state-of-the-art big belly trash bins in their neighborhoods. Not only do they collect trash, recyclables, and have solar-powered trash compactors, but they also have sensors to notify sanitation when they're reaching capacity. Other parts of the city soon added them, helping to reduce the number of streets considered dirty by half. Housing and cleanliness, 2 top priorities in Northeast Los Angeles. I'm Reyes for LA This Week.
Council District 1, which also includes Mount Washington and Glassell Park, further reduces litter by hosting community cleanups every other week. Well, it's a first-of-its-kind job fair hosted by the City of LA, one that offers people a chance to start their lives over. Rasha Goel has more. Rasha.
Yana, I'm at the Second Chance Job Fair being held at LA Trey Technical College, where formerly incarcerated individuals are being given a second chance at life. Now, at this job fair, they are meeting with companies, they're having an opportunity to review their resumes, as well as network. But what's great is they can actually be hired on the spot. And that's exactly what happened for DeAndre Jordan. After looking for work for 6 years and being denied because of his criminal background, he finally landed a job through the on-site interview at this job fair.
I've never been anywhere where you're hired right on the spot. And it's a blessing, and it's just, I just appreciate this so much.
DeAndre is among the many formerly incarcerated individuals attending the city's Second Chance Job Fair. Officials say approximately 90% of these individuals in Los Angeles don't have jobs.
Today we have over 50 employers and over 30 resource providers. Every industry you can think of, tech, restaurateurs, construction, you name it, are here today to hire.
I think it's pretty cool. I actually want to look for more job fairs, because I'm looking for work.
And for employers, it's also an opportunity to meet potential candidates firsthand and consider what they can bring to the table.
I believe that if someone has a can-do, will-do attitude with a great attitude and team spirit, I'm willing to give them an opportunity.
Reyes, who was once jailed for armed robbery and struggled with drug addiction, graduated with a master's degree from USC. Now he helps parolees find employment, working for a group called Community in Schools. And he's here hoping his story will inspire others.
The greatest investment I can make is in you, and I hope that you believe in yourself.
I was pretty much accepted I was going to die in prison or in the streets. And, I talked to a few people that changed their lives, and so I did the same thing.
I think it's an opportunity for people to really just step up to the plate so that they can feel comfortable in being back into the norm.
It takes one opportunity to change your life. And for these individuals here, this is possibly that one chance. In Los Angeles, I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
LA City Council recently passed the Fair Chance Initiative, banning the checkbox on job applications that asks if applicants have ever been convicted of a felony. Well, why throw away computers when they can be fixed for folks in need? Well, families in Sherman Oaks are the latest to benefit from the city's innovative technology recycling program. Reyes has more.
Disadvantaged families start the new year right by receiving free computers. Shakita Taylor and her son really need one.
Well, for his schoolwork, because a lot of the stuff that they want the kids to do now, requires a lot of internet use and computers, so it's a blessing.
A blessing for families from Sherman Oaks to Hollywood to the Miracle Mile. They're the latest to benefit from the OurCycle LA program. OurCycle takes outdated city department computers. Instead of throwing them away, they repair them for families in need.
Giving away 100 refurbished computers and hotspots to 100 disadvantaged families throughout Council District 4. I have the distinct pleasure of partnering with the City of LA, ITA department. We had Jewish Family Services and the LA Housing Department help us identify these 100 families, and we are giving them free computers as well as these Wi-Fi spots so they can get interconnected. And it's free Wi-Fi for 4 years.
Area Councilman David Rue and City Council President Herb Wesson help families take home the technology. Families like Anna Balderas and her daughters.
Thank you so much.
I'm just expecting to play games.
There you go.
Just as long as they get their homework done too. In Sherman Oaks, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
The city's Information Technology Agency, or ITA, and Council President Herb Wesson came up with the OurCycle LA idea. Well, if you're a frequent flyer, some good news. LAX officials want to cut the amount of time you spend going through security screenings. Rasha Goel explains.
LAX is ready for the new year with added help from TSA and United Airlines. They recently unveiled 5 automated screening lanes at the new Terminal 7 security checkpoint.
New lanes enable up to 5 customers to fill their individual bins simultaneously and move through the security screening process.
The automation of manual processes done by both the transportation security officer and passenger allows us to focus on security and for passengers to move more swiftly through the checkpoint.
Airport officials say they anticipate the automated screening lanes will improve the traveling experience while still focusing on security. Passengers no longer have to wait for the person in front of them. In fact, with these new machines, there are 4 separate bin areas, so as soon as one becomes open, a passenger can walk straight into it and go through screening.
The regular throughput for a regular lane is about 160 passengers per hour. We were anticipating about a 30% increase, which would put it around 210 per hour. We will have all 12 screening lanes in December of 2017.
Terminal 7 isn't the only terminal that will have automated screening lanes.
Los Angeles Airports is working with its partners to open further automated screening lanes in Terminal 4 and in Todd Bradley Terminal in the next 18 months.
I like the new system. It looks easier and quicker, which is what everybody wants, obviously, flying. So as long as it's secure, I like it.
LAX is the 3rd airport to use the automated screening lanes after Atlanta and Chicago. I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
If you have any questions, you can send a message on Facebook or tweet at AskTSA. While a new section of the LA Auto Show introduces technology aimed at making SoCal commutes a lot smoother. The ideas come from up-and-coming startups who are changing the way we travel. Gil Reyes has more. Gil.
Yes, Yana, very exciting, with LA County voters recently approving Measure M to fund 40 years of transportation-related improvements here in Los Angeles. This could very well be the wave of the future. A self-driving bus, this one is called Ollie. It seats 12 people. It's one of many technologies being unveiled here today. What could end up being LA's first autonomous bus is made by the company Local Motors based in Phoenix. They're in Los Angeles for good reason.
Having been here for a few days, I totally understand why you guys want more public transportation. This traffic is crazy. So this is Ollie. It is a self-driving bus. We'll be hopefully launching 2 pilot cities next year to get them on the road, start testing, and get people normalizing with Ollie.
While self-driving buses on LA freeways could still be years away, moving people and goods through industrial complexes, amusement parks, and retirement communities could be the first step. The innovation probed at the Automobility LA conference in downtown.
People thinking outside the box.
And you have to be technology, and not just technology, but even from the automotive standpoint, you have to be ahead of the game.
Another company, the Genevieve Alliance, develops smart technology for convertibles connected to the internet.
The rooftop is open, but then all of a sudden the weather forecast says, oh, it's going to rain, and the signal is sent to the car that the roof then closes. More and more of this technology will show up in every new car, and it will be added more and more over the years.
Another group, Spatial.ai, has created a voice-activated Google search for places you want to visit while driving. No need to ever text and drive or to pull over.
So you can be in your car and verbally ask, hey, show me the best bars with sunset views near the water, and we can answer that question in a split second using social data.
And finally, the startup YourMechanic.com makes internet house calls for cars in need of repair.
You can put in the make, model, year of your car and what service you need, or you can tell us, I don't know what I need, my car isn't starting, help. And a mechanic will come to your house and help you fix your car.
Just some of the newer innovations available now or somewhere down the road. At the LA Convention Center, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Most of the companies in that report were listed among the top 10 automobile startups for the year. Well, we see them often on the streets of Los Angeles, but do we really know what the job of an LA Department of Transportation officer entails? Well, our own Rasha Goel went on a ride-along to find out.
You said that you're what?
I'm working here and I'm unloading.
Just unloading. But the red zone is it's really a no stopping zone.
Okay.
There's a loading zone across the street. The yellow loading zone, you can park there with a passenger vehicle for 5 minutes.
Instead of giving this Angelino a ticket, traffic officer Ian Gentle lets him off the hook with a simple warning. Gentle says, as an officer of 19 years, his goal has been to keep everyone safe on the streets. But often, when we see these officers in uniform, we think of parking citations. And, just like other Angelinos, I can say I've also gotten my fair share. I thought I'd hit the streets of LA and talk to an officer to find out how can we avoid getting a citation. Officer Gentle, what do you suggest for us Angelinos?
Well, the easy thing is to first know what the sign is saying. For example, we have 3 signs up here. We're next to a school, so there's a passenger loading zone. There's also a time limit zone, and then every week there's street cleaning. The top sign, the red sign, tells us what we should not do, and that's very, very important. The other colors, they actually gives us limits on what we can do.
The key really here is to read. Take the extra time to read the signs and even look at the colors. I think that's very, very helpful. And, you know, taking those 2 extra minutes could actually help save you some money.
Yes, it can.
But making sure everyone parks in the right spot isn't the only thing they are responsible for.
Traffic control to, you know, chalking vehicles for time limit, patrolling the meters, school zone patrols.
And while the 800 officers of the Department of Transportation are just doing their job, residents don't always understand.
As officers, we don't go out here just trying to write tickets and make people's day miserable, but there's a bigger picture. We're human beings, and you know, we wish that would be treated as such.
A small request for the large job they have at hand.
We gotta keep order, so I totally support what they're doing every day.
In Los Angeles, I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
It's a new twist on an old pastime. The time-honored hobby of reading books is getting a new jumpstart in San Pedro as the LA Public Library book bike makes the rounds. Ana Marcos takes us on a ride with its creator.
There's more than one way to peddle books and get people to read. San Pedro librarian Ednita Kelly does it by tooling around town in her own custom-made LA Public Library book bike, handing out free books to kids of all ages.
Good, how are you? I'm so glad to see you. It's a free book? Yeah.
You'll see her at farmers markets, school events, Port of LA events, and just about any place she can attract a crowd. And with the promise of free books, it never takes long.
I thought it was interesting because I saw this apple. I thought it was like a Snow White story, but it's not, but it was still interesting.
I see the book bike as an icebreaker, and it lets people know who may not have realized that the library has something for them. We always ask if they have a library card, and if we don't, we try to sign them up right on the spot. So we're taking away the walls, taking away the windows even, and we're here for you.
On the street?
On the street.
It's really good awareness. I had no idea that, there was even a library in my city, and I've lived here for 10 years.
So that adds one more library fan to the list. Oh, and add her 2 kids. Well, sort of.
I do like to read. It depends on my mood if I want to or if I don't want to.
2 more fans, this couple from Argentina who are quite taken with the bike.
It's a great idea because I love the paper books.
Kelly created the bike with a city grant to promote the LA Public Library and a love of the printed word, or as the Argentinian fan put it, the paper book. It's a novel take on the old-fashioned pastime of reading, and it won Kelly the Mayor's Civic Innovation Award last year, given to employees who innovate in the workplace.
Believe it or not, we've had people cry when they walk up to the book bike. It feels magical to a lot of people because a lot of people just really love books and love the library.
Kelly is out and about several times a month, but if you want to follow the book bike and all its comings and goings, just visit LAPL Book Bike on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
Happy reading. I'm Ana Marcos for LA This Week.
And by the way, you can donate books by calling the San Pedro Library at 310-548-7779. And as Ana Marcos showed us, you can follow LAPL Book Bike on Facebook and other social media to find out where it will show up next. Well, El Sereno Recreation Center in the 14th Council District is looking good after a long-needed sprucing up.
Today, I am happy to say that we are all winners with our improved park and new batting cages.
And just the beginning of an entirely new era for El Sereno Recreation Center as residents celebrate with Councilman Jose Huizar and the Department of Recreation and Parks.
As a kid, I grew up in Boyle Heights, and some of the parks there were dilapidated, splintered benches, falling apart baseball fields, and so it was important for me now as a council member to improve all our parks.
It's very important to the department that children have a fun and a safe place to
come and play.
The park enjoyed $720,000 worth of improvements, including the installation of batting cages, new grass, bat racks, accessible bleachers, and even higher quality infield sand, made possible from federal community block grant funds and the community's involvement.
And it only happened because the community asked for them. So I encourage neighborhoods and communities that if you want improvements in your communities, you got to speak up.
The improvements at El Sereno are just part of the improvements coming to parks across the city, thanks also to some local funds identified by City Council.
We looked at this old policy that we have. Whenever there's a new development for housing, for apartments, there's a little fee that was there that was charged for new parks, but we hadn't looked at it for 30 years. Now, how much did a popsicle cost 30 years ago?
El Sereno will be seeing even more improvements in a second and third phase, including a skate plaza, a new fitness zone, new restrooms, and a basketball court. Nearly 4,000 youth and families live within a half-mile walking distance of El Sereno Recreation Center. A new water greenway project promises to treat water and enhance a local neighborhood. School and library officials come together to help LAUSD students succeed, and a major milestone is reached for the future site of the planned San Pedro Public Market. All these stories in Citybeat. Community members, City Council District 5 representatives, and environmentalists gathered before the new year to announce the Westwood Greenway project. Once completed, it will divert and treat flows from a storm drain that captures runoff from 2,400 acres of drainage in order to improve water quality. The Educational Park Watershed Enhancement Project will also revitalize city land on both sides of the new Expo line and provide much-needed open space.
The educational value of it is just incredible, with folks realizing that this can exist in the middle of an urban neighborhood.
The Los Angeles Public Library has teamed up with the Los Angeles Unified School District to issue Student Success Library cards to all 655,000 LAUSD students over the next 3 years. Officials say this partnership will ensure that every student has a library card every year that will allow them to check out up to 3 books without fines or fees. And,
most importantly, has access to all of the rich resources of the Los Angeles Public Library. Not only the 6 million books that we have on our shelves across 73 libraries around the city, but all of the e-resources, the e-books, the live online tutoring that we provide, just the tremendous resources that can help them succeed in school.
The Port of Los Angeles joined local officials and community leaders to kick off construction of the Harbor Boulevard Roadway Improvement Project, a reconfigured 3-street intersection at Harbor Boulevard, 7th Street, and Sampson Way in San Pedro. The street realignment is in preparation of the planned San Pedro Public Market, slated to open in 2020 at the current OurCycle Village site on the San Pedro section of the LA waterfront.
This is a big deal. This is about our future. It's about jobs and it's about prosperity.
Council District 1 paves the way for helping bring back a recreational activity to a local community. Rasha Goel has more.
This deteriorated pool is about to get a makeover. Finally, after 20 years, the Lincoln Heights community is getting a new pool.
I'm so glad, that the kids are going to have the privilege to come swimming again.
Improvements include a new 9,000 square foot swimming pool and a recreation center that will serve 15,000 people.
Swimming and the vital, how important that is as a life skill growing up. And so many kids go, without learning the ability to swim.
And it's a good way to help us meet our goals of empowering our communities.
Empowering them with opportunity to enhance their skills.
To have a brand new facility here is going to serve a larger population, and it'll give the opportunity for both adults and for children to recreate and enjoy physical activity.
And who's to say, maybe the next Olympian will emerge from this very pool. I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
The pool is scheduled to open in a year and a half. Well, it's a classic whodunit mystery, and you can help unravel the secrets. Shop for everything vintage at a popular artist and flea market in Venice, and artists of all kinds showcase their unique talents during the LA Art Show. All this in this week's Things to Do. A Watson staffer has been murdered at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. Before he died, he drew a star on the ground with his blood. Can you piece together the puzzle he left behind? You'll uncover secrets of the museum that will help crack a cryptic code and just maybe solve the mystery. Along the way, you'll also uncover the secrets of the museum, where many surprising details turn out to be part of a cryptic code. The fate of the free world may depend on your teamwork. The fun is all part of the Watson Adventures Murder at LACMA scavenger hunt, taking place Saturday, January 14th at LACMA from 3 to 5:30. Visit watsonadventures.com for more. This year, Artists and Fleas LA opens its second LA Market location in the vibrant artistic community of Venice at the Westminster Avenue Elementary School at Abbot Kinney and the corner of Westminster Avenue. Join craft makers and artists every second and fourth Saturday for a fabulous lineup of art, design, and vintage vendors. For more, visit artistsandfleas.com. The LA Art Show embraces its role as the region's preeminent art fair and emerges as the annual civic celebration of the visual arts. The modern and contemporary section features works from influential contemporary artists representing more than 20 prominent galleries from different countries around the world. The historic and traditional contemporary section provides visitors with the opportunity to procure rare historic works, as well as discover contemporary pieces that embrace traditional techniques. Check it out at LA Convention Center, January 11th through the 15th. And that's a look at some things to do. Well, that's going to do it for this edition. I'm Yana Kay, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacitywiew.org. You can also follow and like us on Facebook. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.